please. Come on.
Goodbye, Benny.
Welcome back to the Millennial Classics, y'all, with Maburi and Q. On this podcast, on this show, we talk about the best and most memorable movies, music, and culture-changing events from our generation. Maburi, what movie did you pick, and why is it a Millennial Classic?
All right, so this week we are doing the one, the only Inception. It's our blockbuster. In the 90s, I don't know, what do they have in the 90s? Forrest Gump? In the 80s, they had like Back to the Future. No, 90s they had Jurassic Park.
Yes.
90s they had Jurassic Park. That would be like the analog for the 90s for this movie. In terms of like a futuristic kind of sci-fi, a little bit out there adventure movie, this is our version. It's classied up because it's to 2010, so it's a little bit classied up. Maybe it's wearing a little bit of a suit.
I do have to disagree with you on comparing it to Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park, I feel like, is just like entertainment on the screen. But I feel like Inception is such more of a thinker of a movie. Like, you can't, like, you can go to Jurassic Park, watch it, and just like enjoy it and not like listen to any of the words. You like this movie, you have to understand it. You have to be sitting there taking notes, at least the first time I watched it, because I know when I rewatched it for this, I was like, how did I miss all of this?
I made that example in regards to not the content, but the context of the movie, because Jurassic Park is an original movie, right? It's based off a book, but essentially it wasn't like a franchise beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
Big blockbuster, right? From like a renowned director. And Back to the Future wasn't like a franchise before it too. Because nowadays, if you're talking about a big family blockbuster that the whole family is going to go out and watch, right? And you can turn your brain off. We're talking about superhero movies now.
Exactly.
Your family just goes and watches the newest Guardians of the Galaxy or the newest Avengers movie, and that's it. We don't have these movies now where we don't have Jurassic Parks now. Now it's Jurassic Park 6 or whatever.
Yeah.
So in terms of that,
yeah, I see.
Now, really, it's not really the same audience because this movie is a little bit more dressed up. You have to think a bit more. But I still love this movie. I wish we had movies like this every year come out. It feels like these movies are now like it's just Christopher Nolan making these movies, and that's it.
There's just a few directors that like they drop a movie and you have to go see, and there's fewer directors that they drop a movie and you have to go see that movie in theaters. A Christopher Nolan movie, I feel like if he's dropping a movie, I have to see it in the theater, I have to see it in IMAX, I have to see it in Dolby. I have to. It's a theater experience. Before you did the rewatch, Maburi, and I don't know the last time you watched it prior to this rewatch, was there a scene in the movie or a part of the movie or the thing that you remembered about Inception before the rewatch?
So the thing with this movie is the trailer was this is one of those movies where the trailer is so iconic.
Yes.
And so sometimes it's kind of tough especially if you're growing up and you watch the trailer and you're like, holy shit.
Yep.
Like, what am I going to be watching here? And it's a Hans Zimmer score, and this is one of those first trailers where it did the big horns in the trailer. Now every movie has that, but it's tough to, when you look back and you try to like access your memory, it's tough to not separate the trailer from like the best scenes in the movie, because when you think of this movie now, it's like I think of the trailer in the city folding on on itself the first time, but that's just because that was the trailer. Like the trailer was literally like the horns in the city folding in itself. Leo had so many memes now, but the meme of Leo like waking up and squinting from the airplane.
Yeah,
I think of that, and I think of the trailer, the city folding in on itself.
Ditto. I think that the city folding in on itself is like, it's just like a spectacle, iconic thing like you remember about this movie. And I always think about how like when Doctor Strange in that
Did you
movie,
like that movie?
No, not the second one. I'm just talking about like the first movie when everyone was like, oh my goodness, like they're turning the city into this like magical world.
Oh yeah. When he went into the other realm.
Yeah, the other realm in the city. Watching Doctor Strange, that first movie, all I can remember the entire time that scene was happening, I was like, this is cool, but Nolan did it better.